This is the Roulette Master, and one of my subscribers, Texarkana, he says that he has a system that will beat the Play Like a Pro system that I use a lot in the casino. I can't wait to see how good it is, and we're going to have a head-to-head matchup today. 15 minutes of playtime each, and let's see which one will make the most money in that 15 minutes. And we're going to start with the Play Like a Pro system that I use a lot in the casino, and then we're going to follow it up with Texarkana's new version that he said is even better, and I can't wait for this to get started, so let's just jump right into it. So we're going to start again with Play Like a Pro. We're going to be looking for at least 2 things to bet against out of the 6 outside bets, which is 1 to 18, even, red, black, odd, or 19 to 36. Once we have one of those, we're going to place a bet of $10 to start, and I'm going to set the timer here once we place the bets. So before we get started, we need 2 fresh spins because it just spun 0 there, and let's get that out of the way. So we have a 16 red, and let's spin one more time, and then we'll go ahead and place our bet. You need 2 of the 6 outside bets to start the progression, and we have another 16 reds. So we can start with black or odd because we have 2 reds and 2 evens. So let's go ahead and start with odd for $10. The timer's set for 15 minutes, and let's spin. Here we go. That's a 12 red. And we lost the first one, so we're going to go ahead and double the bet on odd and spin. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 13 black. Okay, and that's a win. So now we're going to look for 2 to bet against again, and we have 2 1 to 18s in the 12 red and the 13 black, so we're going to bet 19 to 36 for 10. You can see we're up $10 now. So let's spin again, and here we go. That's a 35 black. That's a win. So you can see now we're up $20. And we have 2 black numbers in a row, 2 odd numbers in a row. So we could either go red or even. Let's go ahead and go even for 10 and spin. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. And I use this a lot in the casino still today, even though I've been using this for a long time. It's still one of my go-to methods. And we're going to double that to 20 now on even. I've added a lot of other ones in along the way that I still use as well, but this is definitely a staple, and that's a 27 red, and that's a loss. So we're going to go to 40, and the reason that I like this one is because it gives you a head start of 2 before the progression. So if it takes 8 to bust you normally, it would take 10, and now we're going to double that to 80. And a good example of that would be if I got to the max bet that I could use for my bankroll, which is going to be $2,000 today on both these. Normally I play with $1,300 on this one, but we're going to go to 160 now. And for a good way of explaining that is today we're going to go 160, 320, 640. If you get to the 320 bet, we finally won there. But if we had got to that 320 bet, if we weren't playing Play Like a Pro, we would have busted because we wouldn't have had that 2 head start. And we're up 30 now. We're going to go to red for 10 and spin. It basically just makes it to where those outside bets, you have 2 more chances on that on how long the progression is. And that's a $10 loss there. So let's just rebet that for 20 and spin. And we are currently 2 minutes 33 seconds in out of the 15 minutes. That's a 2 black. We lost, so we'll go to 40 on red. And let's spin. I can't wait to share with you this new system from Texarkana. He said he's been winning regularly at the casino with this. And he said it's better than Play Like a Pro. So let's see how it unfolds today. And we're going to have an $80 bet now on red after those losses. We're doubling after each loss, but we still have that 2 head start that we started with. And that's another loss, so we'll go to 160. And this will also be another time when I can explain the importance of having the head start. Because if we lose again here, let's see what we get. We got the win, but if we had lost there, then we would have been in trouble with the normal progression without starting with a head start. Now we're at 40. And for the first time since we started, we need to spin without betting. So let's go ahead and do that. That's a 34 red. Occasionally you have to do this to get 2 to bet against. Now we have 2 red, 2 19 to 36. So we can go 1 to 18 or black. Let's go 1 to 18 for $10. We're 3 minutes 50 seconds in out of the first 15 minutes of the challenge. That's a 6 black. And that's a win. So now we have 2 evens in a row. We can go odd for 10 and spin, and then we'll check our balance. Excuse me. That's a we have 4 minutes and 10 seconds in now. And that's a loss. So we'll go to 20 on odd. And here we go with $20 bet on odd. And that's another loss. That's a 30 red. So we'll go from 20 to 40 on odd. And here we go. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's an 18 red. That's another loss. So we'll go to 80 on odd. And we're 4 minutes 40 seconds in out of the first 15 minutes. And that's a 10 black. That's another loss, and we're going to go to 160. And if you look over here on the left-hand side, we need an odd, and the last odd we had was the 27 red way down there. So hopefully we'll get a win out of these next 3 spins. But there's another even. So this is another example of if we had not done Play Like a Pro and we had just played normal martingale, then we would have busted. But now we have 2 more chances to get that win. And let's see if we can get an odd. And we did. So see how that saved us there by using Play Like a Pro instead of traditional martingale. And we're up 60 now. So now let's place that next bet on black for $10 and let's spin. Here we go. And we're 6 minutes 24 seconds in out of the 15 minutes. That's a 16 red. So now we'll go to 20 on black. We're currently up $50. And let's spin. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. And that's a 34 red. And we lost, so we'll go to 40 now on black. We're getting a red streak now. So we're starting out a little with a little bit rough numbers. There's a 9 red. That's another loss. Look at all these red numbers. So now we're going to have 80 on black. And let's see if we can get a black number here. And that's another red number. That's a 12 red. So we're going to 160. We're on black for 160. And let's spin. So here we go. And that's another red number. So it's definitely testing us today. And we're going to 320. But we would, if we were playing again regular martingale, we would have just busted. So here we go again. Let's see if we can get a black number. And we did. So it saved us again. See how that works? By us having a 2 head start, we retrieved all of our losses and added $10 of profit. Now, you don't go that far in the progression very often. It's very rare that you see what you just saw there, but it does happen. So let's go ahead and go even for 10 now and spin. It does happen, but it doesn't usually happen that close in proximity. So a lot of times you can play for a while just getting 1 or 2 losses and have more money than we've made so far. But we've made $80 in the first 8 minutes. Let's go red for 10 now. The last 2 numbers are black. And here we go. That's a 14 red. And that's a win. So now we have 2 evens. Let's go odd for 10. We're currently up $90. And a lot of times you just get back and forth and you get a lot of wins, and the money stacks up a lot quicker. But we're doing good. That's another win there. We're finally getting on a roll. We're up $100 now in 8 minutes and 40 seconds out of the first 15, and now we're on 19 to 36 for 10. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. And that's a 16 red, and that's a loss. So we'll go to 20 and spin. And here we go. That is a 17 black. And we lost, so we'll go to 40 and spin. Here we go. All right. That's an 8 black. And now we'll go to 80 and spin. All right, but you do only need 1,300 for this. You don't have to have the full 2,000, but the other system today is 2,000, so I thought I'd make it fair. But we got the win there. Let's go odd for 10. But just remember, too, if you have a $1,300 bankroll, you can also do it for $130 with dollar units. Never forget that if you're a low roller, because or if you just don't like betting a lot, that's fine too. Just lower the starting amount. And now we're going to double on odd for 20. Then we'll check our balance again. We're almost 10 minutes in out of the first 15 minutes of the challenge. And that's a 19 red. And that's a win. So now let's go ahead and go black for 10. We're up $120. We're cruising right along now. We had a little bit of a rough start, but now we're cruising. That's a 31 black. That's a win. So now we have two 19 to 36s. We can bet 1 to 18 for 10. We're up 130. We're 10.5 minutes in out of 15. Here we go. That is a 16 red. That's another win. So now we're on a roll, and we need to spin without betting for the first time in a while. Occasionally you have to do that with this, but not very often because you're using all 6 outside bets. That's a 2 black. So now we can go odd or 19 to 36. Let's go odd for 10. Then we'll check our balance again here after this spin. We're 10 minutes, 50 seconds in. And that's a 10 black. So we'll go to $20 on odd. See, we're up 130 right now. And let's see if we can get a win here. And we did. Fantastic. So let's check the balance again. So after that win, we're up 150. And let's go 19 to 36 for 10. All right, let's spin. Here we go. 11 minutes, 20 seconds in out of 15. And that's a 27 red. That's a win. So now we have 2 odds in a row. We can go even for 10. We're up $160. And I'm really looking forward to Texarkana system coming up. I can't wait to see how it matches up against the Play Like a Pro. He says that it is better, so we'll see. And let's go ahead and go even for 20 now and spin. Let's see if we can get the win here. And that's a 29 black. So we'll go to 40 and spin. Here we go. And that's a 19 red. That's another loss. So we'll go to 80 and spin. It's a good thing we had our 2 head start here. We're 12 minutes, 15 seconds in out of the first 15 minutes of the challenge. That's a 31 black. And that's another loss. You can see the last even number was the 10 black. And now we're going to go from 80 to 160 and spin. We'll have 3 more chances to get that. And that's a 6 black, and that's a win. Fantastic. So another reason that the 2 head start helps us. And let's go to red now for 10 and spin. We're almost 13 minutes in, a couple minutes left. That is a 4 black, and then we're going to start the new system, which I'm really excited for. I hope you guys are as well, and Texarkana says it's the one, so let's see. And that's a 7 red. And now we're going to go 19 to 36 for 10 and spin. Here we go. That's an 18 red. Let's go 20 now on 19 to 36. Then we'll check our balance again. We're 13.5 minutes in. And that is a 00. That's a loss, so we'll go to 40. And let's spin here at 40. And that's a 13 black. And one thing that you can do, I didn't do it today, but one thing that helps sometimes with this, almost anytime you bust in roulette, there's a 0 involved. And sometimes I actually don't double on if I hit a 0. I just take a small loss. But I didn't do that this time, so let's go to 80. But I want to throw that out there because almost every time you bust, there is a 0 involved. And there's a 14 red. So now we're going to go to 160 and spin. If we lose this one, we would have busted with traditional martingale. But we won that one, and we're good now. So now we are up 190, and we're 14.5 minutes in, about 30 seconds left. Let's go odd for 10 because the last two are even. And Play Like a Pro is working as usual. And but like any system with really bad numbers, any system can fail. But this gives you a really good chance of winning. So let's spin without betting now because we don't have two to bet against out of those 6 outside bets. That's a 28 black. And we're currently up 200, and actually we just ran out of time. So our 15 minutes is up. We're up $200 with Play Like a Pro. Now it's time for Texarkana's new system that he said is better than Play Like a Pro. Let's see if it lives up to what he says, and let's get started. All right, now it's time for Texarkana's new roulette system that he says is better than Play Like a Pro. Here's how we're going to pick the bets, and this is going to have a different progression than anything you've probably seen before. But I'll set the timer once we get started and explain everything. We're going to have a $10 bet on the last two are red, so we're going to pick black for 10. And then we're also going to look at the last two columns that hit, which is the 9 and the 27. That's third column, and that before that was the 17, which is second column. And we have a $30 total bet. The timer is set, and let's go. So this is how the bets are going to remain until we reach session profit. That's a 24 black. And we got a win. So if we get a win and we're in session profit, then you redo the bets. So we need to spin without betting because we need 2 to bet against at least, and 3 would be even better. But 2 to bet against, and that's a 23 red. And those two, we see two 19 to 36s, so we can go 1 to 18 for $10. Now we pick the last two columns, which is the 23 and the 24. That's second column. And the 24 is third column. And let's spin at $30. Here we go. And there's going to be a lot of different progressions depending on what happens with each spin. So if you break even, you just rebet. If you have a total loss, there's going to be one thing to do. If you have a partial loss, we're going to have another thing to do. I'm going to explain that as we get those wins here. And that's a win. So we're in session profit. We're up $60. So we're going to find new bets. We need to spin without betting. So we have at least 2. But if you can find 3, that would be even better. Let's go ahead and see what we get. That's a 16 red. And we have 2 evens in a row. So we can go odd for 10. And then we'll look at the last 2 columns, which is 16 and 8, which is first and second column. And that's what our bets will be until we reach session profit again. And let's see what we get here. That's a 28 black. Okay, and that's a break even, so we'll just rebet and spin. If we get a partial loss, we're going to increase by 1 unit. And if we get a total loss, we're going to increase by 2 units. So that's a $20 win. So we're going to reset, and we'll be on 1 to 18 since the last 2 were 19 to 36. And then the last 2 columns we hit were the 23 and the 28 numbers. So let's go ahead and put those out there. And here we go. So we're on first and second column for $30, and we used the partial Play Like a Pro version, and that's 22 black. That's a break even, so we'll just rebet. So there's going to be break evens, partial losses, total losses, and wins. And each one's going to have a different outcome on what you do. So that's a partial loss there. So partial losses, we're going to go up 1 unit. Just like that. Now we have a $60 total bet. If we get a full loss, we're going to go up 2 units. And that's a 6 black. And that's a partial loss. So we're going to go up another unit. All right, now we have 30 on each. Here we go. Okay, that's a 12 red. That's another partial loss. So we're going to go up another unit. If those were full losses, we would be going up 2 units. Now we have a 120 total bet, and let's spin. That's a 34 red, and that's a break even. So let's rebet and spin. Here we go. That's a 22 black. That's another break even. So let's rebet and spin. That's a 19 red. That's another break even. So again, we're going to rebet and spin at 120. Those break evens don't hurt you, but again, we're going to have total losses, partial losses, break evens, and wins. And that's a 25 red. And that's another break even. Okay. So we're still at 120, and let's spin again. Here we go. That's a 31 black. Another break even. All right, let's spin again. Here we go. And that's a 14 red. There's an $80 win, so that's good. We're in session profit. We're going to restart. And now we need to spin without betting. And then we're going to restart the progression with new numbers. And that's a 5 red. So we can go black or 19 to 36. Let's go 19 to 36. And then the last two columns that hit are the 5 and the 14. So let's go 5 and 14. And those are in the same column. So we need to go to 31. And so we'll be in the first and second column for 30. And let's spin. So again, if you break even, you keep the bet the same. If you have partial loss, you increase by 1. And that was our first total loss, I believe. So we're going to increase by 2 and spend. Now we're at $90 total. And then obviously if you win and you're in session profit, you restart. And that's a 33 black. Okay, so that was a $30 loss. And that's partial, so we increased by 1. All right, now we have 40 on each, and let's spin. We're about 6 minutes in out of 15. That's a 31 black. And that's an $80 win. Fantastic. We're up 120 now. That's new session profit. We're going to find a new bet, and we'll be on red. Or we could go 1 to 18, either one, because we have a 31 and a 33. And then we'll also be betting on the columns with the 31 or in the 33. Let's do that. And there we go. Now we're on first and third column. $30 total bet. And here we go. We're 6 minutes, 27 seconds in. That's a 13 black. That's a break even. So we'll just rebet and spin. And here we go. That's an 18 red. That's a $20 win. We're in new session profit, so we'll find a new bet. We'll be on 19 to 36 since the last two were 1 to 18. And then we'll be on the 18 and the 13. First and third column, and let's spin again. Here we go. All right, that is a 6 black. And that's a break even, so we'll just rebet and spin. Again, if you break even, you keep the bet the same. If you have a partial loss, you increase by 1. If you have a total loss, you increase by 2. That's a partial loss, so we will increase by 1 and spin. Now we have a $60 total bet, and we're 7 minutes, 30 seconds in. And that's a 0, so that's definitely a total loss. So that means we go up by 2 units. And spin, that's a 120 total bet now. Here we go. And remember where your session profit levels are, where we were at 140, because that's another total loss. And we had back-to-back zeros. That's rough, even with any system. But we're going to go up 20, except for the ones that you bet on 0, right? So we went up 2 units on all those again. That's a 23 red. That's a partial loss, so we'll go up by 1. Now we'll have 70 on each. It's a $2,000 bankroll system, but remember you can do it with $200 if you use dollar units. And that's a 15 black. That's a break even, so we'll keep the bet the same. Spin again at 210. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 29 black. That's a $70 loss, so that's a partial, so we go up by 1. Now we have $80 on each, 240 total. And we are 8 minutes 45 seconds in out of 15. That's a 13 black. That's a break even, so we just rebet and spin at 240. Then we'll check our balance again. Let's see, that's a 36 red. That's a $160 win, and we're not in session profits, so we need to keep the bet the same, and we're going to need more than one win now. That's a 31 black. That's a $160 win. So now we're back up to session profit level at 140. Let's restart, and we'll be on 1 to 18 since the last two were 19 to 36, and we'll be on the columns with the 31 and the 36. That's first and third. Now we're back to a $30 total bet again. Anytime you have a chance to restart, go ahead and do it. And we're at 9 minutes 38 seconds in, and we just got new session profit at 160. So we need to go even now for 10 because the last two are odd, and 1 and 31 will be the columns we bet on. And they're in the same column, it looks like, so we're going to be on first and third, which is the last two that were different. And here we go. Okay, that's an 8 black. Okay, that's a partial loss, so we increase by 1. And we have a $60 total bet. And here we go. That's a 17 black. And that's a $60 loss. That's a total loss. We increase by 2 now. Just like when we hit those the 0 double 0 back to back a little bit ago. That was rough, but we got through it. And that's a 6 black. And that's an $80 win. So let's see where we're at. Okay, we're at new session profit. Let's go red now. And if you have 3 to bet against like we do right now, that's even better, way better. So now we're going to look at the 6 and the 17. And that's second and third column. $30 total bet. We're 11 minutes in out of 15. That's a 14 red. And that's a $20 win. That's new session profit at 190. And man, this is getting to be a close competition. Now we're going to go 19 to 36 for 10. And then 14 and 6 for the columns, which is second and third column. 30 total. And man, this is going to be a close battle here. And let's see what happens down the stretch. That's a 31 black. Okay, that's a partial loss, so we increase by 1. And we have a $60 total bet now. 11 minutes 40 seconds in. And that's a 7 red. That's a $60 loss, so that's total loss. So we increase by 2 units. 120 total bet now. And let's spin, see what we get here. That's a 6 black, and that's a break even. So we're going to rebet and spin again. Let's see if we can get a win. It's going to come right down to the wire. This is a 28 black here. That's a $40 loss. That's a partial loss, so we increase by 1. Now we have 50 on each of those, and we're spinning again. And remember, you can do this with dollar units and a $200 bankroll. You don't have to have the $2,000 bankroll for this one, like with $10 units. And that was a partial loss, so let's increase by 1. Now we have 60 on each out of the 3 bets, and we're 12 minutes 40 seconds in. That's a 2 black. And that's a break even, so let's go ahead and rebet and spin. We're still at 180. And let's see what we get here. And that's another 0. Man, we've had a lot of zeros today. And that's a total loss. So we're going up by 2. And that one definitely hurt this one. We have 2 minutes left, though. Let's see if we can recover and get some wins. And that's a 28 black. That's a $80 loss, which is partial. So we go up by 1. $90 on each. And let's spin. Okay, that's a 19 red. That's a $90 loss, which is a partial, so we increase by 1. You can see that set us back. Now we're down a little bit, and we have a $300 total bet with about a minute and a half left. That's a 22 black. That's a partial loss, so we go up by 1 again. And we have a 330 total bet now. And this was doing really well, but now we're struggling a little bit. That's a 23 red. That's a $220 win there, though, and let's rebet and spin. We'll keep it the same because we're not in session profit. Let's see if we can get another win in the last minute here. That's a 32 red. That's a $220 win. Wow, we're still not in session profit. So let's check where we're at. We're up 20. So let's repeat that. Since we're not in session profit, we have about 45 seconds left. That's a 6 black. And that's a break even. So let's go ahead and rebet and spin at 330. And we have 30 seconds left. That's a 36 red. That's a $220 win. So now this system's up 240. We restart, and $10 on odd, 6 and 36, and are the columns we're going to bet on. And the 6 is they're in the same column. That's what I was just looking at. So now we're going to have 32, and that's in second and third. $30 total bet, and this will be our last spin before time runs out. And that's a 30 red. And that's a break even. So so at the very last second, this system came back and beat Play Like a Pro but Play Like a Pro was more consistent throughout, won $200 profit. This new system here by Texarkana made $240 profit in 15 minutes. And I hope you really enjoyed this battle. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Also, when you test it, let me know what your test results are. And if you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. I think you'll love the people in this community. Everybody is fantastic, and I just love all the comments and feedback from everyone. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. And please send your systems in. That's what keeps the channel going. And let me know when you send a system in at roulettemaster.c@gmail.com what system you want your system to go up against. And that makes it a lot of fun for everybody. And just really appreciate everyone's support of the channel. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.